most Muslims hold. I stand here before you. You all stand here. What do you stand here for? What do we stand here for? We stand for BAQEE! Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE!
Yearly basis. The next speaker is Ms. Zainab Abbas, who is a dedicated activist and a volunteer for BAQEE, passionately advocating for justice and heritage preservation. Her commitment and enthusiasm make her an important voice for the youth. She will speak on the cultural heritage and the destruction of BAQEE. Please welcome Zainab with a loud salwan.
Respected ulama, esteemed guests and fellow believers, Assalamu alaikum. Today we gather with heavy hearts and resolute spirits as we contemplate the significance of Jannatul Baqi, a name that echoes through the corridors of history, a name that carries the weight of our shared heritage, and a name that has been etched into the very fabric of our souls. Jannatul Baqi, the garden of heaven, is not merely a cemetery. It is a sacred sanctuary where the luminaries of our faith, the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the righteous souls who dedicated their lives to the cause of Islam find their eternal rest. It is a place where the whispers of their deeds and the echoes of their piety reverberate throughout the ages, but inspiring both current and future generations of believers to uphold these values of truth, justice, and compassion. But tragically, this sacred ground has suffered desecration and destruction. Over 100 years ago, the Wahhabi sect started a campaign to demolish the sacred sanctuary of BAQEE and the shrines of Al-BAQEE. They started with Al-BAQEE, but they continued their plan. Every Islamic heritage, every historic building in Makkah and Medina has been demolished. The house that belonged to Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat Khadija was demolished. The house that Prophet was born in Makkah was demolished, turned into a public library. Parts of the house of the Prophet were turned into public bathrooms. Destruction of sacred sites in Hijaz by Saudi Wahhabis continues even today. The Saudi government is demolishing these sites and so much more for the expansion of their businesses. You know the famous Hilton Hotel? That hotel was built on the ruins of the ancient house of our Prophet's uncle, Hazrat Abu Talib alayhi salam. In 2002, Makkah's Adiyat fortress, built by the Ottomans in 1780, was destroyed. In its place, one of the tallest buildings in the world, the Abraj al-Bayt. The Turkish government reacted with an official protest against Saudi Arabia, with a request for backing from UNESCO. UNESCO defines cultural heritage as encompassing artifacts, monuments, buildings, and sites, along with museums, each holding diverse values such as symbolic, historic, artistic, scientific, and social significance. These entities retain historical importance and are cherished as our heritage. The demolition of revered sites like Jannatul Baqi and Jannatul Mu'alla constitutes a crime against heritage. The Director General of UNESCO, Irina Bukova, called the deliberate destruction of heritage a war crime and a tactic of war, and that defending that heritage was of utmost importance. importance. Audrey Azoulay, Minister for Culture and Communication of France, described the deliberate attacks on human heritage as stripping history of its lessons. In March of 2017, a 15-member Security Council of UN, which had representatives from countries including, but not limited to, France, Egypt, Russian Federation, United States, Japan, and United Kingdom, all reaffirmed that the destruction of cultural heritage is a deplorable act and constitutes a war crime. Even Interpol is beginning to get involved in dissuading the exploitation of heritage. So this act committed by the Wahhabis isn't simply wrong. This act is an active war crime. The graves of Prophet Muhammad's family members, his companions, have been razed to the ground, their memory trampled upon by the sands of time. This act of vandalism strikes at the very core of our identity as Muslims, for it seeks to erase the legacy of those who have dedicated their lives to Allah and His Messenger. Yet even in the face of such wanton destruction, we refuse to be silent. We refuse to allow the memory of Jannatul BAQEE to fade into obscurity.
Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE!
We shall rebuild not just the physical structures, but the spiritual monument that once stood tall in this sacred place. Today I stand before you with a heart heavy with sorrow, but also determination. Sorrow for the tragedy that has befallen one of the most sacred sites in Islamic history, Jannatul BAQEE, and determination to ensure that the memory of this revered site remains alive in our hearts and minds forevermore. Determination, because with determination we will be able to move forward and regain the honor that the Saudi Arabian government tried to take from BAQEE. The key word here is tried, because no matter what heinous actions they commit against us, they will never be able to truly take BAQEE's honor away.
Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE!
The only honor lost in their process of demolition was their own. As an American girl, I've never experienced discrimination based on my gender in my own country. I've always had equal rights when it comes to going to school, attending a community event, seeking entertainment, and other various activities. However, I fear my experience would shift when entering sacred sites in Saudi Arabia. Suddenly, I would be treated with discrimination. I'm not allowed to enter Jannatul BAQEE at all, and I see no reason why. Why can men enter and I can't? Why do my father and brother get to go, but I have to wait outside? We demand access for women to Jannatul BAQEE and Jannatul Mu'alla. Extend visiting hours for prayer and solace for people of both genders, not just men. Let supplications and prayers be heard in peace. Do not deny us this blessing. Let BAQEE's gates be open for Muslims worldwide.
Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE! Al-BAQEE, Al-BAQEE! Rebuild Al-BAQEE!
For Jannatul BAQEE is more than just a collection of graves. It is a symbol of resilience, of faith, and of the enduring power of Islam. It calls upon us to stand united in the face of adversity, to uphold the values of justice and compassion that lie at the heart of our faith. In our protest, we aspire not merely to rebuild a sacred sanctuary, but to resurrect the essence of our heritage, igniting the flame of wisdom that guides us towards enlightenment. We demand they stop desecrating our sacred BAQEE. We demand them to restore BAQEE to its former glory, for them to cease destruction construction in Jannatul Baqi and Jannatul Mu'alla.
Rebuild al-Baqi! Now! Rebuild al-Baqi! Now! Rebuild al-Baqi! Now! Rebuild al-Baqi!
And to respect those who rest there. Let each grave tell its story, and every visitor approach with reverence, with great care. Let's rebuild on these sacred grounds, for preserving these sites means preserving our heritage, honoring those who shaped our past. It is time for us to rise, not in anger or despair, but in steadfast determination and unwavering resolve. It is time for us to reclaim the legacy of Jannatul Baqi, to rebuild its sacred grounds, and to ensure that the memory of Jannatul Baqi lives on for all eternity. My dear brothers and sisters, we cannot afford to remain silent in the face of such injustice. We cannot allow the memory of Jannatul Baqi to fade into obscurity. For to forget Jannatul Baqi is to forget the sacrifices of those who came before us, to forget the teachings of our beloved Prophet, and to forget the essence of our faith. Let's stand together in unison as guardians of our shared heritage. Let us work tirelessly to restore the dignity of Jannatul Baqi, so it may shine as a beacon of hope and a testament to the enduring spirit of Islam, to the enduring spirit us Muslims hold. I stand here before you. You all stand here. What do you stand here for? What do we stand here for? We stand for Baqi. Al-Baqi, Al-Baqi. Al-Baqi, Al-Baqi. Thank you.
Stand for justice.